Namaste, this is Monica and I welcome you to today's Yin Yoga practice. Today we are going to particularly focus on our spine and the lower back. We are going to include one or two challenging poses like Halasana that can get challenging. Make sure you have some props around you, maybe some blocks, cushion, anything that you have. Bolster would be perfect because we'll also be exploring fish pose, which the bolster can really support you in that practice. So I would invite you to join me in this practice. Remember that we hold into asana for long. So we follow three principles. Principle number one, that we find that edge, we find that nice point for ourselves, which is comfortable enough to hold into our asana for a long time. We also try and decide and be still during the poses while we are holding the poses. And principle number three is we hold into our poses for the time that we have decided. So this practice can teach you a lot of determination, mental strength, willpower, because there will be many points in the practice wherein you'll feel like giving up. You'll feel like that I can't hold into the poses for this long. But that is when probably having control back on your mind and saying, I am going to decide whether or not, and just one breath at a time and just sail through the pose, yeah? And you would feel great about it. So let's meet on the mat and let's explore this together. So getting onto your mat, some of you may want to grab maybe also blocks to keep in front of you to get into the wide-leg child pose. If you use the block, you'll have a little bit more opening in the shoulders. You can come on your fours, bring your big toes together, lift your knees up, open your knees wide as they are okay for you. The back of your foot resting, take your hips back, maybe supporting your hips with a cushion if they don't reach the heels. And then walk your palms forward, extend your torso forward and placing the bottom of your palms down on the blocks or on the mat and allow your chest to sink down on the mat. Breathing in. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of your body and relax yourself here. Noticing your torso surrendering to the mat. Let the gravity work on your torso. Let it pull it down. Allow this opening to happen. And you can press your palms back down on the mat to walk your palms back. Maybe bring your knees back together or keep them wide open. That's okay, whatever feels more okay for you. We're going to take a moment here to chant one Om Tri Shantis to really get into our practice now. Join your palms to the heart center. Breathe in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you exhale, you can open your eyes. So the first pose that we are going to explore is saddle pose, and we may go deeper in the saddle pose, or maybe sitting just on our heels, in between our heels. So you can take first your knees hip distance apart, separate your knees, the back of your foot resting on the mat. For this particular pose, you may want to also have a pile of pillows or bolster with you, optional. Take your calf out, take your hips down in between your heels. Maybe place a block or a cushion under your hips if you feel that hips are not reaching the ground. Now simply stay here. Some of you may want to roll a napkin or the towel and place it in between your knees, inside your calf, because sometimes it can be straining on your knees for holding for longer time. Alternatively, one more option is to open one leg and then bend your right knee, draw your right heel closer to your sit bones and place your palms behind you. Open the chest, arc your spine a little. So I'm leaving this option with you, whether you want to keep both legs bent or you want to keep one leg like this. But make sure if you are bending one leg and keeping it open, then you are changing it after like few minutes to the other side. If you want to go deeper, then maybe place your forearms down and placing a cushion or the block and drop the head back on the cushion or the block. Some of you may want to lie down on the bolster, then place the shorter edge of the bolster touching your sacrum and lying down on the bolster. Some of you may want to lie down directly on the floor because your body allows that. Then maybe explore that. Open your arms up. I like to really keep my arms up, stretched up. So you can try that. I feel more opening in the chest when I do that. Relax the shoulders and relax yourself. Choose your variation here. You're going to stay here for about 4 minutes. So make sure that if you are bending one leg at a time, then change after 2 minutes. And keep watching your breath, your belly rising and falling. And then allow yourself to relax as much as you can into the discomfort. Really working out on your ankles, your connective tissues, cord muscles stretching. Working on your lower back. So notice all of these point of contact wherein all the sensation is happening. And if you're doing this with one leg and one leg open, then you can change the side. And notice if you have relaxed yourself completely. Or is you're still holding up, or you're trying to hold any tension in the body. Sweep your awareness and release. Let go. Relax. Really working through your lower back today. And then you can press your palms down, maybe press your elbows down, catching hold of your heels. Lift yourself back up slowly. Press your palms down. Nice and slow movement all the way up. And taking the bolster away from you, we are going to move into the puppy pose from here. Another steep in the spine in the opposite direction. So lift your hips up, come onto your fours, take your knees back a bit closer with each other, and then walk your palms forward. Again, if you want, you can use the block, placing your palms over the block to work a bit more on your shoulders along with your back. The back of my foot is resting on the floor, maybe sliding the blocks forward, keeping the hips in line with your knees and sinking your chest down. You can rest your chin or forehead on the mat if you feel like supporting your chest with a cushion or forehead with a cushion. Feel free to do that if that feels more comfortable. But to be able to feel that deep in your spine that you're creating with this pose, and feeling the opening in the shoulders. and again, press your palms back down. Can be a bit challenging on your neck or maybe on your shoulders. Bringing your hips back on your heels and maybe rotating your shoulders a bit to release the tension from your shoulders, and maybe moving your neck from one side to the other. Release the tension from the neck. Also looking up and down, chin up, and as you exhale, bringing your chin to the chest. One more time. And from here, moving on to a next pose. So for that, you can extend your legs forward in front of you, moving into the butterfly, half butterfly. So making a diamond shape like a figure, keeping your feet together, sole of your feet facing up. We are going to stay here for about 5 minutes. So if you think your ankles are going to hurt, then place a cushion under your knuckles, under your ankles, and under your ankles, and place your palms over your shin. Maybe allow your spine to round from there, or you can catch hold of your foot, or maybe some of you are just here in the center, and that's perfectly fine. So wherever you are, just stay there and noticing all the sensation that happens in your body as you hold here into your butterfly. Working again your lower back, your mid back, also working on your hamstrings a bit. That's why making a diamond shape. We are not really bringing our feet very close to the sit bone, keeping them away, enough away that we can make a diamond shape with our feet. That's our purpose, so that we can work a bit on the hamstrings as well. Let us now surrender and move into the silence, staying back with a breath. Once you find your edge, find your stillness, and allow your body to surrender with the gravity pulling it down. With each breath, surrender deeper and deeper. Notice if your body weight is in the center. Again, press your palms back down to lift yourself back up. Come back in the center. Bring your knees back together and swing your knees back. We are going to move into camel pose, which is a yang pose, active pose. But since we are working on a back, and also camel pose is suggested in yin yoga practice as well, but not for holding like this, the way we just hold. We just hold for 5 to 10 breath here. So you can come into the kneeling down position, the back of your foot resting on the floor. Hands on your hips, you can just simply press your palms down, press your pelvis forward, open the chest, or alternatively, you can place 2 blocks on the side of your feet so that you can just simply place your palms on the blocks and rest and press your pelvis forward, drop the head down, or maybe placing your palms on your heels, going to the full variation. 5 breath here. And again, place your palms back on your hips, slowly coming back down, bring your hips back on your heels. Swing your legs forward. We are going to lie down on our back, and another challenging pose I would say for yin yoga, because we are going to hold for that long, but halasana, the claw pose, is also part of yin yoga practice, and since we are working on a spine, I would like to explore halasana. So for that, if you want, you can place 2 blocks or 2 cushions behind you. Some of you, maybe the legs may not reach all the way down behind the floor. So first you can bring your knees together closer to your chest. Place your palms right under your hips so that you can bounce your hips a little. So taking that push to bounce your hips, and then start to take your legs back into halasana. If you feel your legs are not reaching down towards the floor, that's when, as I suggested, using the block or anything that behind you to rest your feet over the block. So this is how you can, and then place your foot on the block. Since we are holding longer, maybe keeping a block or anything behind you may be a good option, even though you can go all the way. Maybe bring your shoulder blades together. If you want, you can interlace your fingers, or you can continue to hold on to your waistline with your palms. So I would ask you to explore yourself here, and we are going to stay here for some time. This can be a bit challenging. Make sure you're breathing well and breathing smooth. And allow yourself to surrender. Feel your body weight on the shoulders, the weight of your torso. At any point you feel your breath is obstructed, that's when you know you're not aligned properly. So adjust yourself and make sure you're breathing smooth. You can bend your knees slightly since we are holding for that long. Feel free to bend your knees, bring them over to your forehead. You don't have to force yourself to keep your knees straight. So allow your legs to be okay and relaxed. And this practice can make you not just like agile and mobile, but also mentally very, very strong, because we really kind of control our mind a lot in this practice, because there's so much discomfort sometimes we go through as we hold into our poses for that long. And we really kind of strive to continue our practice, strive to stay in the pose for the time that we have decided. That kind of also helps you in increasing your willpower, increasing your mental strength to be able to do what we have set out to do. Few more seconds here. And slowly roll yourself. And we are going to move into the fish pose. So if you want, you can either use the bolster for the fish pose, or you can simply place your palms, keep your knees bent, place your palms under your hips, palms facing down. Extend your legs to the front, lift your torso a little bit, and maybe drop your head back. Now, when you're dropping the head back, you may want to have a cushion or a block to support your neck. You can stay here. Alternatively, if you have the bolster or maybe some props like pillows with you, then you can place the bolster in the horizontal position, and then placing your the mid back part on the bolster so that your chest can come and open, really open on the bolster because of the bolster itself. So just finding your position and see if you can drop your shoulders back as much as you can, feeling that opening in the chest, and you can simply stretch your arms up. So I usually prefer the bolster right in between, when it is also touching my shoulder blades, the end of the shoulder blades, and a part of my mid back. That's the perfect position I find for myself. But you have to really adjust yourself and explore what works out for you. Allow your legs to be free, allow your torso and everything to be free and relaxed, and surrender. Again, you're working on your back here, opening the chest here, also countering your previous pose. really diving into your own silence, touching your own silence within you. See if you can switch off all the noises, all the division, all the conflict in your head and be one with yourself. And that's when you start to touch your inner silence, when you become one with yourself. There's no further noise of division of any dilemma or conflict. And if your arms are all the way up, you can bring your arms down. If you are not using the bolster, then just lift your torso up, look at your big toes and slide yourself back on the mat. If you're using the bolster, press your palms down, lift yourself back up safely and slide the bolster out. We're going to next pose, we are going to work a bit on our hips and the releasing the lower back. So lie down on your back, bend both of your knees. Now wrap your right thigh over the left one and then lift your left foot off the floor. Bring both of your knees closer, as close you can. So your right thigh is crossing over the left one. Now catch hold of your shin or your ankle or your foot and let the weight of your palm be resting on your feet or wherever you're holding on to, and just release there. Like I said, wherever you are, if you are holding somewhere here near your knees or shin, that's perfectly fine. Allow the gravity to work. This also will ensure that your lower back is nice, flat on the ground and it's pressing against the ground, releasing the lower back here. Any tension that after all the poses, we're kind of trying to relax at the same time, working on the hips. Little bit of stretch in the ankles if your palms are resting on your ankles or on your feet. And let's change the side. Cross your other leg over, left thigh over the right one, catch hold of your shin, ankle, or your foot. And again, as you exhale, release. We are going to move into the twist. So you can extend both of your legs out. And now bend your right knee, drop your right knee onto your left, and then bend your left knee as well. Draw your left shin and left foot closer to your hip. Maybe catch hold of your left foot with your palm, allowing your right shoulder to stay still be on the mat. And you can place a cushion or a block under your right knee if it doesn't reach to the ground. This is optional. If you don't want to catch hold of your foot, feel free to just keeping your legs straight. It's perfectly fine. Looking at the opposite palm, opposite shoulder, and feeling this nice twist here. Allow yourself to relax, let go of all the tension that you can feel right now in the body. and changing the side. So slowly releasing your hold. Release your legs, straighten both of your legs and then change. Bend your left knee, drop it over to your right. Use the cushion if you want. And maybe catch hold of your right foot. And moving on to the full relaxation from here, release your legs and extend your legs out. Maybe loosen up your clothes. If you want to cover yourself with a sheet or something. Maybe supporting your head with a cushion. You may want to place a bolster under your knees or bend the knees slightly. Anything that feels all right to you, wherein you can totally relax and chill, basically. So allow your body weight to get surrendered on the ground. Allow your legs to fall apart. Allow your chin to maybe get slightly tucked in to align your neck with the spine. And watch yourself relaxing with each exhalation deeper and deeper. Notice your body weight settling down on the ground as you allow yourself to relax. And a total relaxation comes from finding that oneness within ourselves, making peace with all of our parts that come up. Sometimes we reject a lot of ourselves, and maybe accepting more and more what comes up about us. And that's how you bring that alignment, and that's how you totally relax. So whatever comes up, embrace it fully and let it be a part of yourself. And you can continue this relaxation for as long as you wish. If you would like to come out, start to move your toes and fingers gently. You can move your head from one side to the other. Bring your feet together. Stretch your arms up. Stretch your whole body. And slowly release. Bend your knees. Roll over to your right. Coming up into your sitting posture. Taking a moment here, a minute here to just meditating on a practice and feeling it completely into your sitting posture. And we are going to move into our chanting. So you can join your palms to the heart center. We'll be chanting one Om. Breathe in. As you exhale, thank you for joining me in. I really hope that you're feeling okay after the practice. I know Halasana might have been really challenging. I usually rarely include Halasana in yin yoga practice, but it is also part of yin yoga practice. You can, of course, try and explore more and make it more accessible for you with more props and, hold in Halasana every day for like maybe 3 to 4 minutes if it is really accessible for you with props, because it's a very beautiful pose. It can really help you heal a lot of hormonal imbalances. So I really hope to see you soon again in some other practice. And if you have any suggestion, anything to say about this practice or any questions, feel free to leave comments in the comment section. And until then, bye bye.